Hello, welcome back to Lily Tang Williams. Today is a great day. The Supreme Court struck down affirmative action unconstitutional. This is a great victory, great news for us to move forward as a country to be united to restore individual meritocracy and American excellence. I'm very happy about this ruling, and hopefully that this will also strike down other areas, other agencies and schools who used the criteria for admission or for hiring is based on race instead of based on meritocracy. But today we have a special guest coming to my show, and we're going to talk about Gotion, Chinese company in Michigan, green-lighted by Biden administration to build battery parts factory in Michigan on taxpayers' money. And I have a special guest who did extensive research on their Chinese website, and we're going to talk about this. And I hope you share and subscribe to my channel, Lily Tang Williams. And we have immigrants coming here speak about their stories, their concerns, and we expose CCP infiltration into the United States. So I'm going to welcome my special guest, my friend, Jennifer Zheng. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Lily. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you for taking the time, efforts to do extensive research on Gotion and in Mandarin Chinese. Because when I first noticed this, because people in Michigan told me about this, I look at their English website. And we have an advantage to read the Mandarin Chinese. So I look at their Chinese websites like, wow, that's a totally different content there. And people might not know this is CCP company and connect with the PLA. But of course, their English website will not tell people that. And on the 13th this month, and Biden just greenlighted the project through the U.S. Foreign Investment Committee, said, oh, that's not really a Chinese company because Volkswagen, owns some shares. So I'm going to let you to tell people what you discovered when you look at the Chinese website.
What I discovered in summary, there are three key facts about Gotion. One is Gotion has a military background. Two is also Volkswagen is the largest shareholder of Gotion, but the actual control remains in the hands of its chairman and the CCP Party Committee Secretary Li Zheng. And three, Gotion has been punished by the China Securities Regulatory Commission for misconduct and dishonest. So after review all these materials, I really feel very, very bad that such a company can get supported by U.S. taxpayers' money. So that's why I did a program, actually 2 episodes of the program to expose it, because there are so many materials I can share with the audience.
So the most striking part, you told me that Volkswagen in China, even though they become a shareholder of 26%, but all the other shareholders, including the party secretary, CEO Li Zheng, his son, and other owners are still all mainland Chinese, and their voting power is not greater together than Volkswagen, because Volkswagen agreed to reduce their voting power from 26% ownership, but their voting power is only like 13%, which is a half. So basically, this is still primarily dominated, controlled by Chinese. And some local officials in Michigan said, "Oh, this is not a Chinese company," and which is not true, right? And you can share with people what you saw here.
Yes, so this article is what I found on a Chinese media called, let me say its name, like EV Hui. It's mainly about, I think, electronic vehicles. So these articles talk about the details, the behind the scenes details of how Volkswagen acquisite Gotion. So this is what their shareholder, how much which party share and hold. So before the acquisition, of course, Volkswagen hold none, but after the Volkswagen, although it holds about 26% of its share, but the voting percentage is only 13%. And so according to this article, it shows how exactly this happened. It says, and between, I think this is the acquisition agreement that Volkswagen promised after the acquisition finished within 36 months or longer, which will be decided by the Volkswagen itself. So whatever it will give up part of its voting rights, so that its voting rights is permanently 5% lower than the founding shareholders, which means the party secretary Li Zheng and the chair. So this is the shareholder percentage and voting percentage. And what most importantly, this article reveals that Li Zheng and all other shareholders, they have formed into a group, which means they were vote together no matter what, although each of them share less percentage of the stocks than Volkswagen, but because they vote together. And the three largest voting powers still, so because they vote together, so the voting or the control power remains in the hands of Li Zheng. So this is what this Chinese article explicitly, talked about. And this article is published in 2020. So the acquisition it was happened in 2020, and there are also a lot of other articles, also although all in Chinese. They talk about how Li Zheng has a very long vision. He started to plan all these things ahead. So in terms of entering into U.S. market, he is even better than the bigger companies in China. So and also another article specifically talk about one of the favorite conditions. This is the article talks about they actually this of U.S. law of how to define foreign entity of concern. They posted this law into there and saying that the advantage that Gotion could take, they can because they can argue that Volkswagen is their biggest shareholder. So this is a very good for Gotion to finally get a green light from US. So they, of course, it's in Chinese. They didn't expect it that it could be read by US readers. So they are boasting about the possibility of Gotion's success in the US. So they bring up which of this law will be, how we can deal with the regulations of this law. And Volkswagen's, the fact of Volkswagen is the biggest shareholder, give us a big benefit so that we can maybe get around of this foreign entity of concern stuff. So from this article, I can only say because I didn't read what kind of materials they submitted to the Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States, but because of these articles, I seriously suspected they use the fact that Volkswagen is the biggest shareholder to argue that they are not a Chinese company. But from the article I just shared, the control power remains in the hand of Li Zheng, and he is also the chairman and also the party secretary of this company. So let's look at this. This is a screenshot from a video that they created to celebrate the CCP's 100th birthday or founding or whatever. The man who is leading all these party members to vow their loyalty to the party is exactly Li Zheng. So he is still 100% in control of Gotion. So that's the real situation. So
that sounds very deceiving. It's very deceiving. Let's play this video so people can see that the very patriotic and sworn allegiance to the Communist Party from the CEO, Party Secretary Li Zheng of Gotion Company in China led, they chanting the allegiance and for other workers to join Communist Party. Here is the video. So that's obvious, people might not understand. In one-party dictatorship, China, Communist Party controls everything. If you have a joint venture company, a foreign law firm, and a company, and not even talk about Chinese company, if you have 100 employees or bigger, you are forced to let the Communist Party committee on site. You have to form one. Otherwise, you're not qualified to exist in China. And so Li Zheng is already party member, party secretary. He's getting more employees to join the party. That clearly show you that what kind of company that is. Not even talk about his background, and his family background is connected to the party. And that video you saw is actually on the 100 years of anniversary of CCP funding. That they made that video put that on their Chinese company website. And Jennifer also found this video, which show you how much money effort they put into to sing this song on the anniversary of PRC funding. And we will show a little bit, and then we'll see the English translation here too.
Yeah, this is a magnificent production because I've been involved in the TV industry. I understand such video needs at least hundreds of thousands or even over a million to produce because it involved a lot of people. You can see they shoot from their different branches in different cities. They mobilize a lot of employees and they need all the employees need to learn how to sing this song to praise the CCP, and they have to do a lot of rehearsal and then practice and shooting and editing. See, it's so without billions of or hundreds of thousands or $1 million, I think they can't do such a magnificent video. So that tells you the nature of what kind of company it's this Gotion. Yeah, you can read they are waving their CCP flags.
Imagine you and I were part of that, children group to sing.
All the shots are taken from different branches of Gotion because they have many. This region leading them. This is one of the maybe corporate department, and they are traveling all over the country. And this is another branch in another city, and this is also holding the CCP banner to show the loyalty. And this is the Hubei. I think it's in the northeast China holding. At least this seems to be the headquarters. So you can imagine what kind of human and financial resource they need to put in to create such a video.
Very patriotic.
Yeah, my mother and I are like the seas and its waves. See? This is Nantong city. It's another city that mobilizes all the employees. They need all to learn to sing this song. This is another city called Lujiang. I become a vector of laughter. It's so patriotic. This is in Qingdao City in Shandong. So every branch needs to cooperate in this huge production. This is Jinkai Gongsi, maybe in Hefei City. So this is a direct factory. It didn't say where it is. So this is actually the manufacturing part of this company, and they has this huge party flag somewhere, and these are all the. So this is in Nanjing City. All their employees, they all need to. You can see they dress in the same kind of uniform. They even need to invest in the costumes, and so this hundreds of them sing praise to the CCP together. So isn't that a very magnificent production? Very impressed.
Well, it's sad for us to see, that, it kind of remind me of my childhood. And we were forced to sing red songs, and we were brainwashed to totally believe the party and believe in, of course, that time, Mao as a supreme leader. And we were chanting every day. We were singing red songs every day. And it just... so you and I understand that the power of that propaganda show, right? Yeah. And the problem with the U.S. is that in order to do business with China, they really either refuse to do their true due diligence, or they are sympathizers, and they're making money together. Who knows what kind of deal they made? Most shocking, the two former, ambassadors to China and came out. And in April said that Gotion signed 5 years non-disclosure agreement with Gotion. So any officials, someone elected by people of Michigan, and signed a contract with Gotion to say you cannot say anything. And so even people request, like a
Information Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, they cannot request true information because they cannot investigate because those people lips are sealed. Why did you sign the agreement? Your oath is to defend Constitution, your state Constitution, represent the people, and you sign non-disclosure with a China-based basically mostly PPC, CCP-controlled company. That's totally unconstitutional. It's totally conflict of interest. What benefit do they get? So that maybe that help to bypass the defense review and to say, oh, maybe this is not a foreign company. So how many of those people even are foreign agents? Do they register as foreign agents and advocate on behalf of CCP instead of represent people of Michigan and even voted to have Michigan taxpayers' money to help them? It's lots of questions here, to be asked actually.
Actually, I think what's more concerning is Gotion's military connection and background. Can you share the slide I prepared? Yes. So this is their company profile page. So it clearly stated it is a key project of China's so-called Porch project, and it's covered by its 963 project. So anyone who is familiar with Chinese affairs know that as soon as something is related to national torch program or the key national 863 project, it means you have military background, because those projects were established in the first place by the CCP to counter the US Star Wars programs, and it mainly focused on research projects related to military and national security. And it is also an important reason for the overall improvement of the CCP's People's Liberation Army's combat capability. So it's on their own introduction of on their website. And so this is an article about how much the CCP is spending on this secret 863 project and how it is used to spying project. And this is actually an article from the Chinese Association of the Automobile Manufacturing. So the title is saying that it's talking about military industry companies are expert their military enterprises accelerate integration of subsidiary component business. So it is directly talk about military industry. And then this is the content of this article. So if you know Chinese, you will understand it. It is said specifically that in this round of industrial integration in the military enterprises component sector, emerging sectors such as batteries, electronic controls, and automobile electronics have clearly become the focus of restructuring. And then it says, at the beginning of the year, China's aerospace Wanyuan and Gotion High-Tech cooperated, which fully reflects China's Air Sparrow Wanyuan's active expansion into the new energy vehicle market. So this is a very hard piece of evidence that Gotion belongs to the military industry. And this is another article I found. It is actually an in-depth industry sort of report produced by a company called Capital Security on July 4th, 2022. So this company, this report is titled as the military. It's titled Mid-Term Investment Strategy for Machinery Military Industry in 2022. So these are some of the pages in that industry report. So you can see they highlighted the fourth one is exactly Gotion company. It's a number 4 company listed in this report. So these two companies show us it's very solid evidence to show us that Gotion has a military background. So now recently, I know everyone heard about the CCP is trying to establish a spying space in Cuba, right?
Right.
To listen to or to intercept the communication signals of the U.S. military or whatever U.S. government. Imagine if a military background company is allowed to build a huge factory in America, and the CCP orders this company maybe to set up some spying or listening devices in that company. Don't you are they dare to say no? Maybe not. They were, because they are CCP's company and they have military background. They can do something other than producing some factories here. So this is, I think, very, very dangerous, because if they spend billions of dollars in Cuba to set up some divine spying space, if they have the capability or possibility to do something here without spending any money, actually with us giving them money to do such a thing, who can guarantee that they will not do such a thing? So that is a very, very concerning as well.
Well, thank you so much for that research. And we both are patriots. We love this country. And there are lots of Chinese in this country might be afraid to speak up, or might have a connection with China, their family, their business interests. And I understand, I hope their time will come to join us to share their stories and their concerns. I mean, like you said, we do have enemies within our country. CCP is very far away from us, but we both are threatened and probably on our target list. We cannot go to China to visit the family, friends. It takes a personal courage to come out, to speak the truth. Because, like you said, if we have people within the United States, the government and the taxpayers' money are used to fund mostly Chinese CCP companies connect to the PLA, what else they cannot do in this country? And now they're talking about, Taiwan war or fighting a war, get prepared for a war. You cannot even keep them outside of our own country. And if we truly want to avoid, China's invasion of Taiwan, we should talk about stuff like this. They're here. If they can do this in Michigan, what other state they can go? And how much lying they're doing, non-disclosure agreement. Oh, it's not a Chinese CCP company. I question those people's loyalty. Which side are they on? We just have to keep eyes on this, and hopefully our video will get some attention from people who are involved. And of course, for the national media, I don't know why this not been talking about, right? Hey, mainstream media, talk about China national security threat to the US. Pay attention to this video. And thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate your work. You're a true patriot, and hopefully we will have you back very soon. Okay. And tell people where they can follow you and watch your videos.
Yeah, I have a channel called Inconvenient Truth by Jennifer Zheng, like in my background. If you search for that, I have a Twitter handle also by the same name. I have a YouTube channel, and I'm almost on all the major social media channels. And I also have my own website, jenniferzhengblog.com, jenniferzhengblog.com. So you can follow me there. And actually, just 2 days ago, I just released explosive information about the CCP's or the Wuhan Institution of Virology. One of its researchers actually admitted that the COVID is a bioweapon, and he personally involved in the testing and the selecting of which is the best strain that can infect as many people as possible. So I hope people can go to my Twitter or YouTube channel to watch that video, or to go to my website to read the full transcript of my interview between this whistleblower. So a very, very astonishing information there. I hope people can also follow me there and get more information.
And you have a great Twitter follower too. So hopefully you can all follow. And Jennifer, we're going to put all those links in the description later when we publish this video. And also to get your attention, I think we should talk about WeChat infiltration and TikTok, and also Chinese overseas service centers, all funded by United Front, but they use those service centers actually to spy on Nazis here, especially the Chinese Americans like us, probably who are dissident and are called by them traitors, and so there's so much we can expose them. So I hope you will come back, and we'll continue to research and keep up the great work, Jennifer. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us. And we wanted to remind you that if we lose America to China, think about the world, our freedom will be gone. Because you know how they control, enslave 1.2 billion Chinese, sometimes with their consent, because they use propaganda, like you just said, songs, music, and very moving and touching. Jennifer and I all went through that. We see through that. So we have to expose them, or we have to keep our politicians in this country clean of their interference, of secret deals they make, What is this non-disclosure disagreement? It's totally unlawful. So that's why you say why I'm running for Congress. I can use my invaluable background and assets that read in Chinese, born in China, and grew up in that country to expose enemies with our own country, or people who don't understand China with our own country, expose their infiltrations and who sold out. I'm absolutely American first candidate, and I cannot be bought and I cannot be silenced. So I will be invaluable asset to American people in the US Congress. So I hope you will please share this video, ask for your support. Everybody donate 10, 20 bucks to my campaign, and I can win 2024 for US Congress seat in New Hampshire. Thank you very much. We will continue this kind of show and speak the truth.